Let's look at excess deaths with respect to our reaction and a proportionate response in terms of what's actually happening here. So look at excess deaths from Euromomo, which are a bunch of European countries right here, all Northern Hemisphere. Here's a graph for 2017, 18, 19, and 20, and each of the weeks. So you're going to see the winter seasons here, respiratory illnesses, and you're going to see the average obviously higher here and then lower during the summer. And that's for all ages. Now, as I'm going through this, have a look at the differences here. Look at the volume underneath the graphs here versus here, 2018 versus 2019, and then of course the pandemic in 20 in March. 0 to 14 years age, nothing, absolute noise. 15 to 44, pretty well noise as well. Small peak here in 2020, but not that significant. Now we start to get into something more significant. Here's the 45 to 64, 65 to 74, up to 84, and of course, and then 65 plus years, 85 plus years. Notice the peaks here are significant. But again, have a look here at the previous years of excess deaths. 18 significant, 19 very soft, very soft, very soft. What does that mean? Well, if you look at these, if you put the graph a little bit differently, here is the 2018 excess deaths across all ages for Euromomo. Here's the 2019, very, very soft across all ages. And as you'll see as I break down into the ages here, it's even softer per the higher ages that you go. If you were to take these 2019 very soft years, it means there's a lot of people unfortunately built up who are susceptible to pandemics or flus or anything like this going forward, and they are likely going to die that next season. So this gap here, if you took this gap and added it to the 18, how close are you getting to where we are in 2020? In other words, how many excess deaths are there really associated with this one versus previous years? And as you go down here, you're going to see, first of all, 0 to 14, it does not affect them. 15 to 44 sort of affects them, but nowhere near as we go older and older and older. But if you took this gap here and you added it to here, there's no excess deaths for 15 to 44-year-olds. If you took the gap here and added it back, there's no excess deaths for 15 to 44 years old at all. So a soft season previously will absolutely dictate a very poor season to come. But as you get into the older groups, totally different story. This is where you're getting a little bit more excess death with respect to age. That's Euromomo. So have a look quickly, just to understand perspective. Here's the UK in 2018. Did you know there was 50,000 extra deaths in the United Kingdom and Wales, in England and Wales, due to flu in 2018? No idea. I never even heard of it. Perspective. Here's the United States. All causes, right here, all causes excluding here. There's definitely excess death all the way along. But look where we are now. Almost nothing. In other words, we're coming back. Same thing here, where we're coming back. And if you go and drop it into look at the age groups again. Excess deaths here, absolutely, a little bit, but below 25s. But now, nothing. 25 to 44, below. 40, below. Almost below. So we get the spikes, but now look where we are. So when you're thinking about a proportionate response now, this is October 30th, what are we doing? That's the United States. How about Canada? Quick look. Here's British Columbia. The gold is 2020. This is 2019. British Columbia, a bit of a spike, higher than the normal average, yes. Alberta, pretty well the same. Small spike here in March. Saskatchewan, below. Manitoba, below. Ontario, way below. And yet we're going into more and more stage restrictions. Quebec, terrible, right here. Old age homes, awful. But look where they are now. And they're going into possible more lockdowns and restrictions. New Brunswick, below. Nova Scotia, below. PEI, all noise. Newfoundland, below. How much of this is due to a lower season the year before? And how much are we actually supposed to react based upon these statistics? It's very important to take these numbers into account as we go into this winter and understand exactly what kind of reaction we're going to have. Thanks.